That's why. Okay, check, check, check. 1, 2. We're checking volume. Check, check, check. Check, check, check. Check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Check, check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Little volume test to make sure that the audio is coming through okay. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Katie Coach, there's nothing like
Lever's Foods, best quality, best price. Lever's Foods, best service, they're nice. Lever's Foods, they make everything. Lever's Foods, best quality, best price. Lever's Foods, best service, they're nice. Lever's Foods, they make everything right.
This week, shop the Super Savings Sale at Lever's Foods and save on DiGiorno pizzas, 2 for $9.88. El Paso or Progresso soup, 2 for $3.88. Stouffer's or Lean Cuisine entrees, 4 for $11.88. Honeycrisp apples, just $1.99 a pound. And all natural pork shoulder roast, only $1.59 a pound. Delivery is available by calling 845-1732. Lever's Foods, Valley City.
Lever's Foods, best quality, best price. Lever's Foods, best service, they're nice. Lever's Foods, they make everything right.
This week, shop the Super Savings Sale at Lever's Foods and save on DiGiorno pizzas, 2 for $9.88. El Paso or Progresso soup, 2 for $3.88. Stouffer's.
All right. Katie Koka is our player spotlight tonight after a coach. There's nothing like starting off with 5 sets. There's nothing like starting off with 3-2 extra points in the 5th. 35 kills from Katie Koka. Okay. Okay. For those of you joining us tonight here on KOVC, the voice of the Valley, getting ready for Highlander Volleyball this evening, just a status update on the match that we have for you tonight. We are going the long route in this one this evening. Our junior varsity matchup has just made its way into set number 3 tonight. Valley City coming back to win the second in extra sets, and so that means we will be going to a third and decisive set. That will be followed by our pregame report. So again, for those of you tuning in looking for Highlander Volleyball tonight, we're in overtime in the junior varsity matchup, or at least that's what we'll call it, overtime in the JV matchup. We'll be getting back to it though. You can follow along tonight on the VC or the KOVC Live YouTube channel or at newsdakota.com. You can find the link. You can take a look at the video there of the junior varsity matchup to finish things up for tonight. And we'll be ready to go with our pregame in just a bit. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you to the Highliner Activity Center tonight and our coverage of Valley City Highlander Volleyball this evening here on the voice of the Highliners and the voice of the Valley KOVC. Ryan Cunningham with you tonight from downtown Valley City on a night where we've got summer bikes on Central going on outside tonight. We've got the Highlanders coming home after a successful start to their volleyball season. Valley City goes on the road on Tuesday and wins an absolute grind-out affair over the Kindred Vikings, who picked up votes and made their way into the top 5 in the first volleyball poll of the season. That came out after the match was completed, but Valley City got the win on the road over Kindred, winning set 5, 17-15, and watching a record get set in the process. Katie Koka knocks down 35 kills that night for Valley City. The previous record was Macy Olsted's 23 for Valley City, and so that record wasn't just beaten, it was smashed by Katie Koka. She put herself in the record books, and Valley City put themselves on the winning end of a matchup. Now it's time to see if they can do it again to another team that's picking up votes in the poll. That'll be the Central Cass Squirrels. And as we get to our top 5 volleyball poll tonight in North Dakota, you're going to see that there is a heavy, heavy shade of Region 1 Class A in it. And there's a reason for that. There's some schools with some mass, and there's some schools with some volleyball prowess in this part of the state. So when we get to that poll, and we'll show it to you later for those of you that are with us on our video feed tonight on the KOVC Live YouTube channel, when we get to that poll, you'll see that 4 teams out of Region 1 are either ranked or getting votes, and that's 4 out of 7. So half of the region is getting mentions inside the top 5 volleyball poll, and that likely will continue when this week gets over. But the real storyline for Valley City coming into tonight is the fact that they just haven't played any matches. 1 match in the books, it's a win, but it's 1 match in the books when most of the teams in their region have played 6, 7, 8 matches, something along those lines. Nonetheless, Valley City is right there after getting that first victory of the season, and now they're ready to come home against the Central Cass Squirrels. We had a thriller in the JV matchup tonight, with Valley City winning 2-1. Coming from behind after dropping the first set, winning the second 25-23, and going on to victory in the third. And now it's time to make our way into the varsity matchup tonight, and this one should be good. Our pregame report this evening is brought to you by Sanford Health Valley City, here for all and here for good. And coming up in our pregame report tonight, you're going to hear from the head coach of the Highlanders, Cynthia Claybo. We'll have her comments as she joined us yesterday to discuss the win over Kindred, some of the X's and O's of the team that night, and what she expects out of this team going forward. Obviously that big night for Katie Koka, but is that the way the Highlanders want to roll this year? You'll find out it was closer to normal than perhaps you might expect, and it was a game 1 where they waited and waited to play. Once they got on the floor, they were pretty satisfied with the result. Also, our player spotlight coming up tonight. Katie Koka, the young lady that knocked down 35 kills, got a strong volleyball background. Her mother, former head coach and current assistant coach for the Highlanders, Vanessa Koka, introduced her to volleyball at a young age, and you'll hear about her memories of shagging volleyballs for varsity teams in the past, and what it is that she strives for when it comes down to time away from volleyball, and what she's looking forward to in school this year as well. That was a fun player spotlight to do. We'll have that for you. We'll take a look at the current standings inside Region 1 volleyball, and we'll also take a look at that top 5 volleyball poll that we have out for you right now, which again shows a heavy, heavy tint towards Region 1. In fact, I may have misspoke. Did I say 4 teams? I believe it's 5 teams that are currently either ranked or getting votes out of Region 1 in the top 5 volleyball poll in North Dakota. That is a heavy, heavy, heavy list of some big hitters that are going to be out there, and we're going to see a war just about every night that these teams go out on the floor in Region 1 volleyball. And tonight should be no different. Valley City Central Cass, the Squirrels come in at 5-2, a record of 1-0 in the region after a win over Wahpeton. Valley City's 1-0, and a 1-0 record in the region after defeating Kindred on the road on Tuesday night. Our Sanford Health Valley City pregame report will continue next. We'll have the comments of Cynthia Koka, the head coach of the Highlanders, joining us to give us a look at that match against Kindred and get us ready for tonight's contest as well. So do stay with us. This is our coverage of Highlander volleyball on the voice of the Highlanders and the voice of the Valley, KOVC.
When you're craving the taste of juicy, flavorful, locally sourced beef and pork, look no further than your locally owned Valley Meat Supply. At Valley Meat Supply, we take pride in bringing you the finest cuts of beef and pork straight from local producers. So whether you're planning a mouth-watering barbecue or a cozy family meal, choose Valley Meat Supply. Supply for the highest quality, locally grown beef, pork, and award-winning jerky, sticks, and sausage. Valley Meat Supply, West Main, Valley City. Your taste buds will thank you.
Are you on the right financial path? Are all your financial professionals on the same page? At LaRue Laco Financial, you can be assured that your investment professional and tax professional are working together. Call Ryan LaRue or Chase Carpenter at 701-845-6938. Securities offered through LPL Financial. Member FINRA, SIPC.
Lever's Foods, best quality, best price. Lever's Foods, best service, they're nice. Lever's Foods, they make everything right.
This week, shop the Super Savings Sale at Lever's Foods and save on DiGiorno pizzas, 2 for $9.88. El Paso or Progresso soup, 2 for $3.88. Stouffer's or Lean Cuisine entrees, 4 for $11.88. Honeycrisp apples, just $1.99 a pound. And all natural pork shoulder roast, only $1.59 a pound. Delivery is available by calling 845-1732. Lever's Foods, Valley City. At CHI Mercy Health, we believe human kindness is at the root of all healing, providing care on a human level, courage when it's needed most, and a connection that's ever present among us all. Human kindness is meant to be shared. It puts a smile on someone's face and seeks to do the same for others. Take the time to nourish what's inside and watch your life flourish outside, because taking care of yourself is an act of human kindness. Just like human kindness, happiness can come from the most unexpected places. Whether it's from your friend, your dog, or a memory, embrace it and pass it on. CHI Mercy Health of Valley City.
Welcome back to our coverage of Highlander Volleyball tonight on the Voice of the Highlanders, the Voice of the Valley, KOVC, from the Highlander Activity Center, downtown Valley City tonight. Valley City and Central Cass do battle tonight in a Region 1 volleyball matchup. Again, the 3-division system, new to high school volleyball in North Dakota. Valley City coming in as a Class A team, a middle division team. Very similar to what we see in the region with girls basketball. And you're going to see that there's some prowess in this region when it comes down to volleyball. When we take a look at that top 5 volleyball poll for the state that came out after Valley City's matchup with Kindred back on Tuesday night. Our pregame report this evening is brought to you by Sanford Health, Valley City, here for all and here for good. On Tuesday night, Valley City went on the road and they defeated Kindred 3-2, winning the 5th by a score of 17-15. Now, Kindred had the benefit of playing about a half a dozen matches before that matchup had taken place. Valley City did not play a preseason tournament this year. That was their very first matchup, and they start off with a team that eventually cracked top 5 in the poll, and they start off with a regional opponent, and then they go 5. Cynthia Clabo, the head coach of the Highlander volleyball team, joining us for our pregame report tonight. And as we visited with her yesterday, she talked about her team being proud of her team for not crumbling when the chips were down on that matchup. All the pressure in the world of a 5-set affair. But Cynthia said she was proud of her team for staying in it, grinding it out, and she was happy with the results that she saw on the floor, considering they had waited so very long to play a matchup. Those comments with Cynthia Clabo.
Coach, there's nothing like starting off with 5 sets. There's nothing like starting off with 3-2, extra points in the 5th, 35 kills from Katie Koka. I mean, you waited a while to play your first match, and I guess the wait was certainly worth it.
Yeah, a little longer than I wanted it to be. The wait and that game, yikes. I don't know. Good thing I color my hair, I was telling the girls.
Absolutely. Well, you got a big win, obviously, and that's what you wanted first and foremost, was to get the win. But let's talk about the night that we had, first of all, with Katie Koka with 35 kills. It's going to grab a lot of headlines, obviously, perhaps a new school record. And it was your first game. So was it one of those situations where you sent her the ball the amount of times you thought you should? Or was it one of those where first game, you just kind of kept going there and you'd like to be more balanced in the future? Kind of take us through how you broke that down when the match was over.
Well, we were running a 5-1 yesterday, or I should say on Tuesday. And so we have Katie with Bryn in the front row. So we knew that she'd be getting more balls than anybody, but that was kind of our point of running that 5-1, is we'd have her and Birchall with her at the same time, which would be, our strongest kind of group, I think, at like all together.
And in the long run, it's a first game situation, of course. And so maybe more so than looking at the actual numbers, maybe you could step back and give us more of a bird's eye view of, okay, what did we see out of match one that we think is going to be a regular thing in various matches throughout the year? What was a little bit different that was more situational, but maybe highlight a couple of things that you felt like, okay, for match one, this is in a good place or this is in a good spot. Were there some thoughts about that?
I thought we tried a lot of different stuff, like maybe some different plays here and there. Our defense could probably be a little bit quicker. I know they caught us a little bit on that back corner, but once we adjusted, I think Morgan Larson did a great job of covering that back line. I don't know. I feel like as soon as something happens, they're really good at adjusting.
But one thing that stands out about your first test, 5 sets, you didn't crumble. You got into a pressure situation right away and you held on. And I'm sure there's some value in your mind as a head coach that, okay, we may only be one in, but we're battle tested one and we held up to the pressure.
Absolutely. That was the first thing I said to them after that match. I'm like, I am so proud of you guys for just digging in and having that grit to keep going and not quitting, right? Like you kept pushing and you kept fighting for that. And that is huge. Like if you can keep on just having that grit to keep pushing on is great.
And are they ready for game 2? Are they ready for the second match of the year with Central Cass? Does it feel like with that one under your belt, they're ready to come back and see what they can do for match number 2?
I sure hope so. Today's going to be a little recovery day, right? 5 sets. So we'll do some different mobility stuff and just different reaction time stuff. I don't want to keep their knees and their ankles a little less jumping for practice. And I think they're going to be ready, right? Yeah. They're all competitors, every single one of them. Like they all want to compete and they all want to do their best. And they worked so well as a team. So it's really fun to see them just keep improving.
Cynthia Claybo, the head coach of the Highlanders, joining us for our pregame report. She joined us yesterday, and so as she was talking about the recovery day, obviously she was referring to yesterday. She joined us before practice yesterday and mentioned that things are going to stay rather low-key for the practice yesterday after 5 sets. That is one part of this that comes up that you don't really talk a whole lot about, but the wear and tear on a body when you go out and play 5 sets in a matchup, that can be an extreme. And so to take the day and sort of recover, as she mentioned, less jumping, less running, trying to sort of settle in and get ready to come out for another match, that obviously was key. Now, Central Cass had a matchup with Wahpeton, and with that matchup, it was 3-0. Central Cass didn't quite have to work as hard as Valley City did. We'll see if there's any hangover from that coming up tonight. Before we take our break on our Sanford Health Valley City pregame report, let's take a look at the standings inside Region 1. For those of you on the video side of things, you're able to see this now on your screen. And again, those of you on the radio side tonight, join us on video. You can find us at KOVC Live on YouTube. Go to YouTube and search for KOVC Live, or better yet, go to newsdakota.com and under the sports tab, click on the sports schedule. And we'll have a link right there at newsdakota.com so you can find a direct path to our YouTube channel and you can take this one in tonight. But when we take a look at those regional standings, Fargo Oak Grove right on top of the standings with an 8-1 record right now, and they came out ranked as one of the top teams in North Dakota in that poll. Valley City and Central Cass also start off with wins inside the league. Fargo Oak Grove's win came at the hands of Lisbon. Wahpeton was beaten by Central Cass, and Valley City defeated Kindred. Northern Cass has yet to play inside the region with 7 teams. Someone's obviously going to be the odd team out on the regular basis. So a 3-way tie for first place in the region. Fargo Oak Grove, Valley City, Central Cass there. Wahpeton, Kindred, Lisbon all at 0-1. Northern Cass playing their first regional matchup tonight. On the right-hand side of your screen, you can see that Central Cass is at Valley City tonight. Kindred's at Northern Cass tonight. There will be a lot of attention on that matchup because of how that poll landed. And Lisbon will be at Wahpeton coming up this evening. And that is a look at our Eastern, does it say EDC standings? My apologies on that, folks. There's always one typo to start a year. That's Region 1 Class A standings. It's a force of habit. Whenever we talk about Valley City, we talk about the Eastern Dakota Conference, and I'm going to have to drill that into my head, just like all the fans are going to have to drill into their heads that is not the place that we're playing anymore. So the Region 1 standings, Oak Grove, Valley City, and Central Cass starting out tied for first place. That's a look at our standings, and that is a look at one part of our pregame report tonight, brought to you by Sanford Health Valley City, here for all and here for good. When we come back, Katie Koka our player spotlight. 35 kills and a record-setting performance for Katie back on Tuesday night against Kindred. We'll find out more about Katie Koka, and we'll find out more about how she feels about being on this Highlander team as we continue with our pregame report next. And we're just a few minutes away from getting this one started tonight. Central Cass, Valley City, downtown at the Highlander Activity Center. Here on KOVC, the voice of the Highlanders and the voice of the Valley.
When your team, school, or business needs custom apparel or promotional products, Rambo is here to help. With over 40 years of industry-leading experience, state-of-the-art machines, and dedicated employees, we have the tools and facility to handle any job. With online ordering solutions for sports teams and businesses alike, you can count on us to get the job done correctly and on time. To get your next project started, contact Matt or visit us online at rambo.com.
Hi, this is Clint from Central Avenue Health Mart Pharmacy in beautiful downtown Valley City, your only locally owned pharmacy since 1989. When you're locally owned, you care about your community and your customers. We offer a great selection of gifts and toys, as well as yarns, fabrics, sewing, and crafting. We are here for you from 9 to 5:30 weekdays and Saturdays 9 to 1. For all your pharmaceutical needs, give us a call, 845-5280.
Health Mart, taking time to listen and care.
Grotberg Electric believes in quality first, taking pride in the work and standing behind every project they do. They bring together the power, technology, and experience to keep your business online. The success of Grotberg Electric depends on three major ideals: the quality of their products, the commitment to their customers, and most of all, their customer service. Call Grotberg Electric today at 845-3010 or visit them online, grotbergelectric.com. Welcome back to our coverage of Highlander volleyball tonight from the Highlander Activity Center here in Valley City downtown. Tonight, Summer Vikes on Central has taken over Central Avenue, and so the Vikings are outside having a good time with the street dance tonight that will go, I think, until about 9 o'clock tonight. Food and fun downtown. If you head downtown for that, why don't you stop by the Highlander Activity Center and take a look at a couple of the top teams in North Dakota, according to the pollsters, having it out in volleyball tonight here in Valley City as the Highlanders 1-0 take on 5-2 Central Cass this evening. Our pregame report brought to you tonight by Sanford Health Valley City. Here for all and here for good. Well, Tuesday night against Kindred, Valley City got 35 kills from Katie Koka. Katie Koka has set the record by a dozen, and that one it'll be a long time before that one gets touched. Katie is the daughter of Vanessa Koka and also Jay Koka. Jay Koka, longtime basketball coach out at Maple River or Maple Valley, and Vanessa Koka, one-time head volleyball coach in Valley City, now an assistant volleyball coach for the Highlanders. She's on the sidelines when her daughter is out doing her thing, and she did a lot of that with 35 kills back on Tuesday night. We had a chance to sit down with Katie Koka yesterday as well in our player spotlight for Highlander volleyball this evening as we continue with our Sanford Health Valley City pregame report.
Katie Koka is our player spotlight tonight after a big night against Kindred back on Tuesday night. 35 kills in that matchup. Valley City gets a win in that matchup as well. And Katie, heck of a night that you guys had back on Thursday, or rather on Tuesday. But before we get into, really sort of the meat and potatoes of what we're going to talk about today, let's go back to Tuesday. You waited a long time to play a match. What was it like being on the floor, finding your way around what was happening out there? And what was it like having the night that you had? 35 kills. Had to have a night where you saw the whole floor, they could say.
Yes, I mean, I couldn't do it without my team. I mean, it comes pass first, then a set, and it all connects together. I was super excited for the game on Tuesday, and 3 weeks was a lot of practice. I was really wondering if we were ever going to have a game, and I was like, is it ever game day yet? But yes, the time finally came, and I really enjoyed it.
Well, let's find out a little bit more about you. Normally, I ask our player spotlights how you got introduced in volleyball, but that's pretty easy to figure out. Vanessa was a head coach at Valley City High School and obviously came to Valley City State that way. And so clearly the family was the way that you got introduced to volleyball. But take me back in time if you could remember an early memory about playing volleyball at a young age, something that stands out that you kind of hold on to as a moment before you became a Highlander and just kind of learning your way in the game.
Yeah, when I was little, I grew up in the gym. Like, my mom has been a coach for a while, and just like looking up to those older girls and just like they would like swing super hard and I would just be like shaking the balls, trying to like impress them by just grabbing those balls and like putting them back in the ball cart. And I thought I was really doing something there. And I was like, oh yeah, like they're probably thinking I'm so cool shaking these balls. But
I'll tell you what, hey, it turned out they had a pretty good player that were shaking balls for him at that point. They didn't know it, Katie, but we did. And so we'll go with that, right?
yeah.
When you're not in the gym, being an athlete, and I know that you're an athlete in many sports. I mean, we watched track and field career as well, so there's that. But let's talk about what you do academically. What is it that you're interested in as far as a favorite subject, things that you like to learn about, kind of that path for academics that you've taken?
I always like gym, but if we're talking about subjects, I really like my intro to teaching class right now. I'm looking to be a teacher in the future. So right now I'm really interested in like the class and learning about teaching. So I'm really enjoying that. And then later on this year, I get to like actually like shadow classrooms and like what teachers actually do.
You're going to go the same route as your parents, huh, Katie? I mean,
Yes, yes.
they didn't tell you to stay away from that, huh?
No, nope. Nope.
Well, that's good. I'm glad. We need teachers coming up in the future as well. When you're not an athlete, when you're not a student, when you've got a little bit of free time, and I know that a lot of athletes nowadays don't have a lot, but when you do have some free time, Katie Koka's interests, Katie Koka's hobbies, what do you like to do outside of the gym and outside of school?
I like hanging out with friends. We have a lake place in Minnesota. We go there in the summer. I really enjoy going there and just spending time with family and friends, I would say, is the main one.
Great ways to go about doing it, Katie. Well, let's wrap up with this. You're a Highliner. You've been a Highliner. You've been a varsity athlete that's produced for a while now, and so you've had a chance to wear that uniform and be in some big moments for a long time. Tell me what it means to you to be a Highliner. Tell me what it means to you to be on the floor with this group of players that you're out with playing right now.
Yeah, this team, I think is very special. I think we have a chance to go pretty far this year. Hopefully make it to state. I think we have a pretty good opportunity. And if I'm being honest, it's not just this group. Like I've always had a good group of girls for being a Highliner, and just we always connected, and I feel like our connections are always like good, and we connect very well in the ways that we play on and off the court.
Katie Koka joining us here tonight for our pregame report. And that was a lot of fun to talk with her. She really represented her team well, as you could tell. She gave a lot of credit to her teammates for her big monster night that they had out at Kindred back on Tuesday night, and obviously going to be a huge part of this Highlander volleyball team for whatever success that they have this year. And you could hear when they were talking, they want to go to the state tournament. That seems to be a goal that they've set for this team. They know that it's a possibility. Obviously, in a class they feel like they can be competitive in now, not having to deal with the Fargo Davies and the West Fargo Cheyennes of the world. They've got a spot where they should be right in the mix, and they're looking to take advantage of that as they get ready for a run through the 2025 volleyball season. That's going to do it for our pregame report tonight, brought to you by Sanford Health Valley City. Here for all and here for good. We're going to take our final break in the pregame show. When we come back, we'll take a look at the starting lineups for tonight's matchup, and we will get ready for the start of volleyball here in Valley City tonight. Highliner Activity Center, downtown Valley City. It's the Highliners and the Central Cass Squirrels here on the Voice of the Highlanders and the Voice of the Valley, KOVC. We're back with more in just a couple of moments. Stay with us.
Sanford Health of Valley City is dedicated to transforming your healthcare experience and providing access to world-class healthcare right here in America's heartland. We're committed to improving the human condition at every stage of life through exceptional care, spiritual enhancement, innovation, and discovery. Schedule your appointment today at Sanford Health of Valley City by calling 701-845-6000 or self-schedule online at mysanfordchart.org. Sanford Health, here for all, here for good.
Why choose Professional Eye Care Centers? 3 great reasons are Dr. Bond, Dr. Freilich, and Dr. Jangula, 3 of the most educated professional optometrists you'll ever meet. Next is their many locations. You can now see one of their spectacular doctors in Jamestown, Valley City, Carrington, Edgeley, Ellendale, and Lemoore. And finally, their fantastic selection. And yes, all of their frames and lenses are backed up by warranty. Visit ProEyeCareCenters.com and make an appointment today. Professional Eye Care Centers, clearly the best.
Experience the thrill, feel the passion, and join the excitement. Tickets on sale now at vcsuvikings.com.
Lang hard to the basket with a two-hand flush. He He's to the end zone. Touchdown, Valley City State.
Here's the game-winning shot. Does it go? Yes, it does!
Nelson on the attack. Holland can't make the play. The Vikings sweep the Jimmy. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem. I'll tell you what, give that lady some credit for the way she performed the national anthem tonight on a couple of fronts. Number one, it's obviously difficult in front of a crowd to sing the national anthem. Number two, we got to learn some national anthem etiquette. Somebody dropped something in the bleachers that made a loud bang while she was trying to sing, and there were kids walking in and out from the concession stand like it was no big deal, and we got to teach our crowd a little bit about how to behave during the national anthem, and she stuck through it. And I'll tell you what, that's a heck of an effort tonight, and that brings us up to the start of our matchup this evening between the Valley City Highlanders, the Central Cass Squirrels. We welcome you to the Highlander Activity Center tonight for Highlander volleyball this evening. Ryan Cunningham with you. Ellie Tombarge is our videographer that we have here tonight, and we're looking forward to what should be a spirited matchup between a couple of teams that are both getting votes right now in the latest top 5 volleyball poll. Let's take a look at our starting lineups for tonight's matchup. Starting lineup for the Central Cass Squirrels under head coach Dana Stansberry: Abby Coppervig, Izzy Thompson, and Kendra Broughton, all seniors, along with Aspen Prian, a senior. We'll get the starts this evening. Those will be the upperclassmen. The other starters will include Whitney Mitchell and Emily Broden, who are juniors, and Mackenzie Meyer, who is a sophomore. Again, Dana Stansberry, the head coach of the Central Cass Squirrels. Tonight for Valley City, seniors in the starting lineup will include Katie Koka and Kinley Suffolcool. Suffolcool will start as the libero this evening. This is a young team, though, like obviously we were aware of with the girls' basketball season a year ago. Juniors include Morgan Larson in the starting lineup, Katie Burchell, Nora Peterson, and sophomores Sky Nielsen and Bryn Leak will round out the starting lineup for Cynthia Clabo, the head coach of the Highlanders. She's assisted by Vanessa Koka. Highlanders will be on our right to get things started tonight in their navy blue with a powder blue trim. Libero will be in powder blue, and Central Cass will be in black with the red and white trim tonight. And they just announced that Katie Koka did break the record for kills in a single match, and she got a nice round of applause this evening and also stepped out in front of the crowd here tonight. Before we get going, let's take a look at that latest top 5 volleyball poll that we talked about in our pregame report this evening. And this is what we were talking about. For those of you that are on the video side of things, we'll point it out to you. And on the radio side, we'll give you the rundown as well. The bottom 3 in the top 5 poll: Fargo Oak Grove 3rd, Northern Cass 4th, Kindred 5th, all from Region 1. Carrington, or rather Central Cass, my apologies, in Valley City, also from Region 1 getting votes. So there were a grand total of 10 teams that got statewide recognition in this poll. There's 4 regions, 10 teams got recognition. 5 of the 7 teams that we have in Region 1 picked up votes in that poll. Fargo Oak Grove 7-1, Northern Cass is 4-1, Kindred is now 6-1. Central Cass, Valley City getting votes in that poll. The top team in North Dakota, Thompson, 10 of 12 first place votes. Lisa Strand, who's been coaching in Thompson for 3 decades plus, has her team out to an 8-0 start on the season. South Prairie Max, one of those teams that has been a very potent team lately, picked up 2 first place votes. They're both undefeated. Dickinson Trinity, Carrington, and Mayport were other teams that were selected to receive votes in that state Class A volleyball poll. That's a look at that top 5 volleyball poll. But again, the big number that jumps off the page, there's 10 teams that are getting votes right now, and 5 of them, half the poll, came out of Region 1. Pre-game report tonight brought to you by Sanford Health. Valley City, here for all, here for good. We're ready for the opening serve of tonight's matchup. The Highlanders will have Kinley Suffolk stepping in as the libero to get things started tonight. And Kendra Broughton will step in as the libero for Central Cass. Both teams will put their libero on the floor to start this evening. And the Squirrels will have the opening serve. Abby Coppervig, who's got Valley City roots, her mom and dad are right over on the other side of the gym. Abby Coppervig will serve. Then we are underway with volleyball tonight as Suffolk will make the pass. This will be set right to Katie Coca. She's got her first tonight, and it's 1-0 Valley City. Bryn Leak getting her a perfect set as well, and that was just a textbook side-out play for the Highlanders. Good pass. It starts with Suffolk passing. She made a great play to Leak to give her the opportunity to run the floor, and it's 1-0 Highlanders. Broughton making the pass for Central Cass. They'll work to their outside. Try from Emily Broughton, dug up. Coca trying to tip. That'll be covered by Broughton on the near side for Central Cass, and they'll work out of the back row. Coca digging that up as well. I'll look to the middle for Valley City. A tip coming to the net for Nora Peterson. That one dug up. Central Cass back to the outside. That time that was Mitchell. Whitney Mitchell trying to get after it. Up and over a block by the Squirrels. Highlanders back. Quick two-tempo try up front for Bryn Leak. Comes back to the right. Broughton again around traffic will score. A lengthy rally. My apologies. Emily Broden for Central Cass will score. And that will tie up the opening set at 1 apiece. We'll see a change as Whitney Mitchell will step off the floor. She rotates to the back row. And Central Cass will send Kira Gunnifson into the matchup. A senior that will play a back row position. Katie Coca making the pass. This will come back to the middle. Peterson swinging, touched at the net. It'll stay with Central Cass. Works out of the back row. Back row attack going to be too strong. An error from Kendra Broughton. And the point goes to the Highlanders. 2-1 Valley City on the side out. And the Highlanders will work to Bryn Leak in the back row. You heard Cynthia Clabo in the pregame report talk about a 5-1. That's the system they're running, so Leak will be expected to produce some offense when she's in the front row throughout the course of the season. Sometimes you keep the setter in the back row and sub out. They're going to play her all the way around. Coca through traffic up front. Good pass out of the back row that time by Gunnifson for Central Cass. An attack that gets touched and is down. Fighting through the touch was not Katie Burchell, rather was Aspen Preen for Central Cass. That'll tie it up at 2 apiece. And Preen will go to the back row for the Squirrels. 4 rallies in, tied at 2 on the LaRue Lacroix Financial scoreboards. Preen serving. Coca made the pass. They look to the middle and Peterson again. Back out to the outside, and that one down on the back line. Should be good for, I believe, Emily Broden. My correction, it's Izzy Thompson that comes up with the kill that time for Central Cass. Red numbers on the black uniforms. Clearly contrasting? Sure. Spirit of the law? No. So they're tough to pick up on those black uniforms for Central Cass tonight. A tip by Coke on a ball that was a bit out of position for her. Central Cass with it. A turn by Izzy Thompson that's wide. Point to the Highlanders on the air. The rule in volleyball, the rule in all sports under the National Federation of High Schools is clearly contrasting numbers. And when you're down on the floor, they're clearly contrasting. Up here, they are not. Tough set this time. Could have been a lift call that time or illegal contact or a double. They'll play through it. Ball on the right side of the floor. Attack coming down the sideline from Valley City in the form of Madison Freeze, who snuck in. Freeze will come up with a kill for Valley City. Madison Freeze with a kill to make it 4-3 Highlanders by 1. Jump serve from Katie Coca. Pass out of the back row for Kendra Broughton for Central Cass along the line, sent over by Izzy Thompson. Highlanders with it, set back to the outside, down. Valley City with Sky Nielsen getting into the act for her first kill tonight. They went to the middle, Valley City did the last couple of plays, trying to find something with Nora Peterson. They go back to the outside, that's kind of where they like to play, and it's 5-3, Valley City back up by 2. Ball off the floor, far side. Izzy Thompson having to free ball one over for Central Cass. Near side now, Sky Nielsen has to make a free ball. Valley City with a communication breakdown there. To the right side, ball in the net from Central Cass's number 5, Emily Broden. And the point will go to Valley City. Another error by Central Cass makes it 6-3 Squirrels here in the first. 3-point lead for Valley City. My apologies, 6-3 Highlanders here in the first. Back to the far side, Thompson sending one over. Suffolk making the pass, middle. Peterson push and down on the near sideline. Nora Peterson comes up with a kill. Valley City with some tremendous balance so far tonight. Nora Peterson, Madison Freeze, Sky Nielsen, and Katie Koka have all picked up kills in the early going. So the Highlanders showing you that they are not outside dependent. They're not Katie Koka dependent. They can go a lot of different ways, and right now Koka in the back row serving. So the Highlanders flexing some offensive muscle here. Thompson up and over a block. Leak made first contact with it. Nielsen from the outside, court wide for the winner for Sky Nielsen. Nielsen going to make it an 8-3 matchup for Valley City, and Central Cass is asking for a timeout as Sky Nielsen has her second kill. Squirrels call for a stoppage. The Highlanders up 5-8-3 here in the first, and we have a timeout. We'll come back with more in a couple of moments. This is our coverage of Highlander Volleyball on the voice of the Highlanders, the voice of the Valley, KOVC.
When you're craving the taste of juicy, flavorful, locally sourced beef and pork, look no further than your locally owned Valley Meat Supply. At Valley Meat Supply, we take pride in bringing you the finest cuts of beef and pork straight from local producers. So whether you're planning a mouth-watering barbecue or a cozy family meal, choose Valley Meat Supply for the highest quality, locally grown beef, pork, and award-winning jerky, sticks, and sausage. Valley Meat Supply, West Main, Valley City. Your taste buds will thank you.
Welcome back to the Highlander Activity Center. Valley City leading 8-3. Timeout taken by Central Cass. We take a look at the play that took us there. Sky Nielsen again to the outside. For her second kill tonight. A free ball coming back to her. Nielsen makes it work. Suffolk sets it up. Valley City gets the point. Takes an 8-3 lead as Sky Nielsen gets into the action for her second kill tonight. And all this going on with Katie Koka in the back row for the Highlanders with her serving rotation right now. Broughton with a pass for Central Cass. Tip to the middle. This is somehow kept afloat. The Highlanders can't get it over. Dig came from Leak, but the Highlanders unable to recover. Central Cass gets one back, a side out of the timeout. A couple of changes coming up here for the Squirrels. Olivia Severson will step into the front row and headed to the back row for Central Cass. Going to make sure that we got the name right here. That's going to be Brady Bussey that will come in. Brady Bussey will go to the back row for the Squirrels. Valley City leading by 4. Nielsen again too strong. An error from Sky Nielsen. Lead cut to 3 at 8-5. So Central Cass getting a couple back out of the timeout. They badly needed a side out in that situation. They get it. And the serve on the way once again. And here's a receive error from Katie Koka. That'll be an ace that'll be served up tonight by Bussey. Looking across the way, Highlander fans are in construction gear tonight. A lot of high-vis vests with some cowboy hats as well. Central Cass had some students travel. They're in a tropical theme tonight. Lead cut to 2-8-6. Suffolk making the pass for Valley City. On the outside, just wide, as once again Nora Peterson trying to get active and commits the error. Nora's had a tough night tonight for Valley City. She got a handful of plays consecutively in the middle of the net. Those were dug up. Central Cass is ready. That time tried to hit the winner from the right pin, and it goes wide of the net. Leak setting outside Nielsen. It's blocked. Stays on the Highlander side. Long run to get to it again for Nielsen after Bryn Leak tried to set it up. Outside, Izzy Thompson off a touch. Leak first contact. Highlanders out of system. Katie Koka back row. That one's passed back to Valley City. Here's a second contact try from Leak. Highlanders throwing the kitchen sink at Central Cass, and a back row attack from the Squirrels to respond. Middle, Peterson pushing. Bussey made first contact on it. Izzy Thompson from the attack line got blocked and saved the play. This will be sent over, and now illegal contact going to be called a double against Central Cass. Boy, tough call there. Central Cass probably not going to like it after that long rally. Our R1, Kevin Morris, hits for a double tonight. Teams sometimes, they get owly about the doubles. You never know what's going to be brought out. You have to adjust to it throughout the course of a matchup. Every official's going to have a little different standard there. Leak to the middle, an attack that'll fall for Valley City's Katie Burchell. First time Burchell gets in the act tonight. Highlanders rebuild a 3-point lead by a score of 10-7 on our LaRue Lacto Financial scoreboard here at the Highlander Activity Center tonight. And we'll see Valley City serving again. Nora Peterson sends it over. Ball comes back, pass to the right side. Izzy Thompson will score from the right pin. Second kill tonight for Izzy Thompson of Central Cass. And Central Cass gets back to within 2 here in the opening set, 10-8. We expect a pretty balanced night tonight, I would think. Junior varsity matchup went 3. Highlanders came back to win it. Both teams getting recognition in the state poll. Service error. First one of the night for either team. And it'll be Izzy Thompson that commits it, but you should expect a rather balanced night, I would think, in this one this evening. Valley City will make a change. Morgan Larson going to come back in for a service rotation as Madison Freeze rotates to the back row for the Highlanders and will step off for Larson. Larson serving, back pedal to get to that for Broughton. An attack in the middle that will score. First time really tonight, Aspen Preen has a chance to swing in the middle for Central Cass. They haven't had much of a middle presence tonight, have the Squirrels, and Dana Stansberry probably in the timeout telling them they've got to go back and find something on that outside pin. Lead cut to 2, 11-9, or actually in the middle, I should say. Kendra Broughton doing the serving for Central Cass. Back row attack from Leak, that time covered, but ends up into the net. Point will go to the Highlanders. Give Coca her second kill tonight. Valley City back up 3 at 12-9. Sky Nielsen to the back row for the Highlanders to serve. Looping serve to the middle. Broughton went down to make the pass of it. An attack at the net that gets blocked. Nearly successfully, by the way. Aspen Preen backing up, pushes one to the net in an error, but that double team block on the right side of Valley City's defense against Central Cass's outside pin produces 13-9. Highlanders retake a 4-point lead. Nielsen serving again. Broughton backing up to make the play. Back set to the right pin. Another block by the Highlanders against Preen. This will come back to the pin, and she'll have to go up and over a block, and now here comes another double. And my correction, folks, that was not Preen on that play. That was Severson. My apologies, that made the error in that situation. So the Highlanders block Severson, and then Severson with the double, and that makes it 14-9. Central Cass down 5, and another free ball coming over from their libero, Kendra Broughton. To the middle, Coca maybe push that in the net. That'll be 4 contacts. Lead cut to 4 at 14-10. Couple of changes coming up here for the Squirrels. We'll see Central Cass returning Emily Broden to the matchup for a front row rotation. Abby Coppervig goes to the back row and will serve for the Squirrels. Suffolk down, good pass of a good serve, and the attack on the near side down for Katie Coca. Highlanders run some misdirection to get Katie Coca her 3rd kill tonight. You'll see this as a deke on the right pin. Watch this. First of all, good pass on a tough serve from Suffolk, but the Highlanders show both pins to try to take the defense out of play. It went to the right, and the Highlanders make a 15-10 lead out of it, back up by 5. Ball right side of the floor, too strong for Central Cass's Emily Broden, an error. Biggest lead of the night for Valley City is 16-10 here in the opening set on our LaRue Laco Financial scoreboard. And the Highlanders will serve with Kinley Suffolk, who's had a really nice night in the back row this evening for Valley City. Ball back up front. They'll work right pin. Will the Squirrels court wide? Taken up by Sky Nielsen back row. Coca trying to work court wide. Nearly a joust. It's popped back over the net that time by Severson. Coca trying to tip left hand. Can't get it across. Point will go to Central Cass. Squirrels get a side out. Cut the lead to 5 at 16-11. And we'll see Whitney Mitchell stepping off the floor for the Squirrels. She'll be replaced by Kira Gunnifson. Just want to say different last. I haven't seen Gunnifson before. Suffolk passes on a free ball, eaten up front by Aspen Preen. Preen has her 3rd. That'll make it 16-12. Central Cass trying to build a little momentum. And they cut the lead to 4, Valley City's lead. Another serve coming back again from Central Cass. Taken up back row by Suffolk. Correction, not by Suffolk, rather. That one sent back across by the Highlanders up front. Back over to the far side. Izzy Thompson off a touch. A turn by Sky Nielsen kept it afloat. Now a push by Coca. Illegal contact. You know, we had that first set for Central Cass that we thought could have been a double that wasn't. And that gave our R1, Kevin Morris, to look at a play that's going to be a little bit too much contact. And since then, he's called a very tight ball control night, and both teams will have to react to that. Up front, Peterson is blocked. Block came from Aspen Preen to the outside. Coca puts one down. 4th kill tonight for Katie Coca. The lead is 4 for the Highlanders. at 17-13 after 30 rallies of our opening set. Valley City will send Madison Freeze back into the front row, rotating in for Morgan Larson. And Bryn Leak will step back to do the serving for the Highlanders. Ball set to the outside pin. Thompson over traffic and down. Izzy Thompson with 3 kills tonight. Aspen Preen with 3 for Central Cass. You can see where their offensive weapons are. And the Squirrels will send Mackenzie Meyer back into the matchup, an original starter. Preen will go to the back row to serve. 3-point lead for Valley City Interior of the opening set. Preen serving. Down to get it. Suffolk again made a good pass of this. Koka from the outside hammers one. Katie Koka beginning to find the range again. 5 kills tonight for Katie Koka, and she put this one down hard. Again, Suffolk with a good pass, and Koka running outside, just hammering through the defense on that play. Valley City makes it an 18-14 lead, and Koka now rotating back to jump serve. Ball to the right pin. Thompson will send it over. Suffolk first contact. Sky Nielsen from the outside. A running cover for Kendra Broughton to keep this ball afloat. Thompson from the attack line. Koka able to dig it up. Back row attack coming up. She'll push middle. Central Cass ready. Ball back to Thompson the outside. She fights through a block and scores. Izzy Thompson has 4. Squirrels get a side out. Cut the lead to 3. At 18-15, biggest lead of the opening set was 6 when the Highlanders were up 16-10. And back into the matchup will be Brady Bussey. Bussey doing the serving, service error, second of the night for Central Cass. I was asking about her name on the sideline with Coach Stansberry. I said, I'm familiar with the Jason Bussey that I used to wrestle against, and I didn't beat him. And she said that would be her uncle. So there's a connection there, apparently. How about that? Kendra Broughton stepping back. Tough pass for Central Cass. This will be sent back over the net by Izzy Thompson. Highlanders waiting. Leak sets middle. Down up front for Katie Burchell. Second kill for Katie Burchell tonight. Highlanders back up 3 at 19-16. And Whitney Mitchell will step back onto the floor for the Squirrels. Or are they ruling an error there? Apparently Central Cass going to keep that. I thought Katie Burchell finished that up. Maybe that hit the net. My apologies, folks. I may not have seen that as well as I thought I did. Ball on the right side of the floor this time. That will score for Valley City. Getting through and scoring for the Highlanders will be Madison Freeze, her second kill tonight. Lead is 4 for the Highlanders at 20-16. Change will be made by the Highlanders. Morgan Larson will come back in, take up a spot in the back row and take over the serving for Valley City. Larson serving, passed out of the back row by Kendra Broughton. Over to the far side of the floor. They look to their outside, and they will score with Whitney Mitchell getting into the act for her first kill tonight for Central Cass. 4 kills for Izzy Thompson leads the way for the Squirrels, 3 for Aspen Preen. Valley City has 5 from Katie Koka so far tonight. The lead is 3 at 20-17. Serve on the way back row, picked up by Suffolk. Set middle, little tip across far side. Katie Burchell, good read. 3 kills tonight for Katie Burchell. Lead is 4 for Valley City at 21-17. 4-point lead for Valley City here in the first. Katie Koka rotates back to the front row now for the Highlanders. And the serve on the way from Sky Nielsen. A back pedal by Broughton to make the pass back, set right side. Preen got blocked at the net. It's saved, however, then put down on a free ball and pushed back by Central Cass again after Burchell went after one. Koka waiting, firing and scoring. Koka's got 6. Big rally to win for the Highlanders after they got a solid block that Central Cass kept alive on a pinball. 22-17 Highlanders. Sky Nielsen serving. Passed back on a free ball. Koka first contact. Leak back to Koka. And a big dig out of the back row. Into a joust. That'll be one at the net. Katie Burchell will come up with a block on it. First block of the night for Katie Burchell. Lead is 6, and Central Cass will use their second timeout as the Highlanders start creeping up on a set 1 victory. 23-17, Valley City by 6 on our LaRue Laco Financial scoreboard. We've got more next from the Highlander Activity Center on the voice of the Highlanders and the voice of the Valley, KOVC. Stay with us.
Leave us food, best quality, best price. Leave us Foods, best service, they're nice. Lever's Foods, they make everything right.
This week, shop the Super Saving Sale at Lever's Foods and save on DiGiorno pizzas, 2 for $9.88. El Paso or Progresso soup, 2 for $3.88. Stouffer's or Lean Cuisine entrees, 4 for $11.88. Honeycrisp apples, just $1.99 a pound. And all natural pork shoulder roast, only $1.59 a pound. Delivery is available by calling 845-1732. Lever's Foods, Valley City.
Welcome back to our coverage of Highlander Volleyball tonight from the Highlander Activity Center. Highlanders leading by a score of 23-17. Stay with us for our Rambo intermission report. We'll take a look at the highlights from this opening set of volleyball coming up in a bit. And we'll get ready for the second set here at the Highlander Activity Center. Sky Nielsen set to serve out of the second Central Cast timeout. Sky Nielsen serves up an ace. Set point, Valley City. This was tight not that long ago, and all of a sudden the Highlanders have run away with things. 7-point lead here in the first. Nielsen serving again. Preen making contact, comes back to the right side for Severson. A tip over. Up front, Burchell blocked, but the block covered by Suffolcool. Back to the outside, Coca tipping, scoring. 7 kills for Katie Coca in the opening set. Valley City takes home a set 1 victory. Your score is 1-0 Highlanders on the LaRue Laco Financial scoreboard after a set of play, with the Highlanders winning 25-17 in the first. We'll come back with our second set as we make our way into our intermission report tonight, presented by Rambo. We're in the business of making you look good. This is our coverage of Highlander Volleyball on the voice of the Highlanders, the voice of the Valley, KOVC.
Are you on the right financial path? Are all your financial professionals on the same page? At LaRue Laco Financial, you can be assured that your investment professional and tax professional are working together. Call Ryan LaRue or Chase Carpenter at 701-845-6938. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA, SIPC.
At CHI Mercy Health, we believe human kindness is at the root of all healing, providing care on a human level, courage when it's needed most, and a connection that's ever present among us all. Human kindness is meant to be shared. It puts a smile on someone's face and seeks to do the same for others. Take the time to nourish what's inside and watch your life flourish outside, because taking care of yourself is an act of human kindness. Just like human kindness, happiness can come from the most unexpected places. Whether it's from your friend, your dog, or a memory, embrace it and pass it on. CHI Mercy Health of Valley City.
When your team, school, or business needs custom apparel or promotional products, Rambo is here to help. With over 40 years of industry-leading experience, state-of-the-art machines, and dedicated employees, we have the tools and facility to handle any job. With online ordering solutions for sports teams and businesses alike, you can count on us to get the job done correctly and on time. To get your next project started, contact Matt or visit us online at rambo.com.
End of a set. Valley City leading 25-17 over Central Cass, winning the opening set, leading a set to none on our LaRue Laco Financial scoreboard. We welcome you back to the Highlander Activity Center. Ryan Cunningham with you tonight, along with Ellie Tombarge, who is our videographer here this evening. Highlanders trying to take control. Central Cass fought their way back into the matchup, but Valley City runs away with it. This thing was a 3-point matchup at 19-16. And the Highlanders go on to win at 25-17, going on to win 6 the final 7 rallies to get the night started here tonight. And it happened in a variety of different ways. Early, it was Sky Nielsen that would send Central Cass on to a timeout. Kinley Suffolcool was excellent in that first set with the passing that she did and setting some broken plays. Sky Nielsen from the outside scoring. Then the Highlanders went to a little misdirection. This was Coca, but you could see the Highlanders running with Katie Burchell on the right pin as well, trying to show Central Cass a couple of different looks. And Katie Coca got off to a great start, 7 kills in the opening set. Here's another just hammering one towards the end of the opening set. Katie Coca with 7 to pick up after her night of 35 kills that she had against Kindred back on Tuesday night. And that is a look at our highlights from set number 1 tonight as we get ready for the second set this evening. For those of you that missed it in our pregame report, top 5 volleyball poll in North Dakota. And you can see what we talked about in the pregame report tonight. 5 of the 10 teams picking up recognition in the state from Region 1. Fargo Oak Grove is ranked 3rd. Northern Cass is ranked 4th. Kindred's ranked 5th. Valley City got votes. Central Cass got votes. Top team in the state, Thompson. South Prairie Max is the 2nd ranked team in North Dakota. Second set about to begin. Sky Nielsen will serve. And the Highlanders and Central Cass start in the second. Preen attacking and scoring. Big play for Aspen Preen. Now co-leads the team in kills with 4, and Central Cass will take a 1-0 lead to start the second set tonight. Abby Coppervig will step back to serve. Mike Coppervig on the other side of the gym, along with Beth Verway, his wife, Beth Coppervig, obviously. An ace served up for Abby Coppervig. I saw Sam, their son, who is a VCSU Viking, at a preseason workout that they had before the first volleyball match of the year for the Vikings last Wednesday. So it'll be good to see Sam back. He got to play on the regular as a sophomore this past year late in the season. Was excellent at the end of the season. We're looking forward to seeing what he can do. Some big things coming up for him this year. Katie Koka comes up with a kill, and the Highlanders get back to within 1 here in the second set at 2-1. Kinley Suffolcool will step back to serve for Valley City. Serve on the way towards the middle of the floor, dug up by Kendra Broughton. This will stay to her in a back row attack, going to be long. An error by Central Cass ties it up at 2. Broughton has probably had to play the ball more tonight than Dana Stansberry and Central Cass would like to see. Not that Broughton can't play it well, she can, but when the ball's constantly going to your libero, and there's an ace that's served up by Suffolcool, that'll give the Highlanders a lead here in the second. When the ball's constantly being handled by the libero, first contact, second contact, back row attacks. I mean, she's probably had to put more contact into the ball tonight than was planned for by Central Cass. Suffolcool serving again aggressively towards the back row. Central Cass there, but an attack going to be too long from Preen. Squirrels tried to speed up their game. Went to a short set. 4 points for Valley City consecutively. And the Highlanders lead by a score of 4-2 over Central Cass. Suffolcool serving. Ball in the back row. This will be set back to the outside. That's in the net. Point will go to Valley City. 4 contacts. They're going to call that a block. Emily Broden was the attacker. Not sure if they'll rule that a block or not. That ball seemed to be below the net. Didn't really get a 4th contact, but nonetheless, point goes to the Highlanders. Another dive out of the back row, and now illegal contact coming over. We can see a replay. 5-2 will be the score. Valley City up by 3. And we'll see a serve for the Highlanders coming back. Kinley Suffolcool will serve again for Valley City. Down, an ace for Suffolcool. And Central Cass is in some trouble. They've got to try to find a way out of this. And if you're Coach Stansberry, you're not looking forward to taking a timeout this early in the second set. But Valley City was 6 rallies in a row. They were down 2-0. They now lead 6-2. Suffolcool takes something off this serve. Pass is made by Broughton. This will work to the outside. Play coming up and over a block from Emily Broden. Valley City waiting. Koka through traffic. Covered out of the back row. Back to the outside again, and a dive by Sky Nielsen kept it afloat. Koka saves it on a free ball. Whitney Mitchell making the attack for Central Cass. Now an Izzy Thompson back row attack. Highlanders can't save it. Thompson will get a kill out of the back row, her 5th. And Central Cass gets the side out they were looking for. It's now 6-3, and the Squirrels are back within 3 of Valley City. See a change here for Central Cass in the matchup. I believe this will be Milena Ellenson that has come on to serve for the Squirrels. Valley City with the attack line and Koka. Another big dig by Broughton. She's been exceptional for Central Cass tonight. Outside play coming across that time from Broden. Suffolcool digs it up. Koka attacking and scoring. The 9th kill tonight for Katie Koka. And you can see as the match has gone on, Koka's just found her range so much so from that outside pin. You watch the way she puts this down. Really confident swing, uses the whole floor, directs middle. Right now, Katie Koka's picking some spots for Valley City. Bryn Leak serving. Little jump serve taken up by Ellenson on the back row. This will work to Thompson. That's down. She finds the back row. Izzy Thompson's got 6 kills tonight. Highlander lead cut to 3 at 7-4 in the opening set. Valley City leading a set to none on our LaRue Lacko Financial scoreboard. Highlanders took home the first 25-17. Was just a 3-point set at 19-16 in the first. Valley City won 6 of the final 7 rallies to close it out. Leak up front, tip, Peterson to the middle, illegal contact. Again, Kevin Morris jumped on that, or R1. He jumped on that early tonight after that first double that we saw from Central Cass that kind of, they got away with one. And then after that, the ball control has been very tightly called tonight. And I like a tightly called match. Peterson swinging, gets through a block, and scores. Most of the coaches, that's Nora Peterson second, by the way, most of the coaches out there just don't really like a tightly called ball control game. And now with 3 divisions, it's going to be interesting to see how the officials adjust to that throughout the season. Thompson touched. Katie Koka gets it back row. Nielsen from the outside. That touched by Central Cass. Playable. Squirrels back to their outside. Big swing and score off the outside for Izzy Thompson. Thompson with 7. The theory has kind of been in working with officials that saw both the A level and the B level that you called it tighter at the A level. The Fargo coaches in particular want a tightly called game. They want every double singled out. At the B level, you let it play a little bit. Well, now you have 3 divisions. And a tone will have to be set at some point. Sky Nielsen tipping. Thompson trying to target middle. And Suffolkul ran it down. Back row attack. And there's another big smack on the back line for Katie Koka, who's got 10 kills tonight. Highlanders back up 3 at 9-6. Boy, it's rare to see at the high school level a player that is as comfortable attacking out of the back row as up front, just has a different range and a different mindset, but she's behind the attack line on that and still goes up and makes it look like she's right up front. Back set to the right side. Thompson will sneak one through on a tip and score. 8 kills now for Central Cass's Izzy Thompson. And the lead will be trimmed to 2 as Valley City leads by a score of 9-7. Whitney Mitchell works back into the matchup for Central Cass. And a serve on the way from Izzy Thompson. Now we'll see what Central Cass's offense looks like with her in the back row. A swing by Katie Burchell, ball way up. Thompson free balls it back up front. Broughton sends one back. Long run by Koka to get there to cover it. Stays on the outside. An attack going to be down for Valley City's Madison Freeze. The reason why we say this adjustment for Central Cass, here in the second set, the offense got a little tunnel vision for the Squirrels. A lot of Izzy Thompson. We saw Preen early in the middle, and then their offense has been almost exclusively from Izzy Thompson, and right now with her in the back row, might be an opportunity for Valley City to dig in a little bit. Serve on the way, passed up by Broughton. This will work to the outside. Mitchell getting over a block, but strong. An error by Central Cass, the point to Valley City. Highlanders lead by 4 at 11-7 in set number 2. Morgan Larson is back to serve for the Highlanders. Summer Vikes on Central going on out there till 9 o'clock tonight. Been an active night here in Valley City. Larson with a looper to the back row. Broughton down to make the pass. Set short game. Little tip across the net that time from Preen. The Highlanders ready. Another back row from Koka in the net. Actually, that might have been Severson. My apologies. That was Olivia Severson. So Central Cass trying to speed up the game a little bit with Severson up front. And Thompson the back row. We'll see Preen and Severson now at the floor at the same time up in the front row for Central Cass. Might give them a little bit more balance, and an ace will be served up by Broughton. Kendra Broughton has her first ace tonight for Central Cass. And very quickly, the Highlander lead has been trimmed to 2. 20 rallies in on the LaRue Lacko Financial scoreboard, and it's 11-9. Central Cass is back within 2. And we'll see Kendra Broughton stepping back to serve once again for the Squirrels. Broughton served towards the back. Passed back up front by Larson. Little tip across the net by Sky Nielsen. Blocked. This will work back to the right now. Burchell near the middle. And we'll see a whistle and net contact coming up against the Squirrels. Whitney Mitchell had touched up. Valley City will take a 12-9 lead. Tempo grinding down on this one a little bit. We had some rallies back and forth. First set, early second, but now we're seeing a little tempo downturn. Side out sort of setting in here at this point. Set to the outside, Preen off a touch. Dive out of the back row by Larson, kept it afloat. Koka in the middle, that's down. Koka's got 11. 13-9. Valley City back up by 4. So in Katie Koka's front row, Valley City gets a little turn to a quicker tempo. And we still see Izzy Thompson for Central Cass stuck in the back row. Sky Nielsen back to serve for the Highlanders. Deep, that's going to be too deep. Service error, and that, by my numbers, is the first service error of the night for Valley City. Highlanders have served aggressively. Thompson will stay in the back row on this rotation for Central Cass as well. Really important here for Valley City. Get the side out, get a couple of points back to back. Abby Coppervig will serve. Suffolk making a good pass again. Back set to the middle, and Katie Burchell will come up with her 4th tonight. Now is where you want to score. You've got Izzy Thompson in the back row. If you're Valley City, you want to take advantage of this. Put that lead up to 6 or so. Force that Central Cass timeout. See if you can take control of the second set. Instead, service error. Tough one. Number 2, Suffolk lining up to serve aggressively. But we'll see Central Cass's Izzy Thompson return to the front row with the lead just 3. And now the Highlanders will have to work for a side out rather quickly. Don't want to get into a back and forth trade with Central Cass now. Serve on the way from the Squirrels. Back pedal to get to it for Larson. Leak setting middle. Peterson attacking middle. Squirrels run it down. Up front, Preen too strong. Thompson running a deke on the outside pin. They went to Preen in the middle. Preen hit it too far. Lead 4 at 15-11. Valley City will see Madison Freeze come back into the matchup. And Bryn Leak will go to the back row and serve for the Highlanders. Serve picked up on the far side by Thompson on a pass. She wants it back, calling for it up and over a block, too strong. Central Cass wants a tip. They don't get it. Point to the Highlanders makes it a 5-point lead at 16-11. This is probably where the Highlanders feel pretty comfortable. If you can sneak Leak through 2 rotations in the front row and then get her in the back and bring Freeze in, this is a pretty potent Highlander offense that they could put together this year. A little broken play. Koka trying to slide for one. Broughton to Preen. Preen hit the near sideline. Aspen Preen with her 5th kill tonight. And the Highlander lead trimmed back to 4 at 16-12 here in the second set. A set to none on the LaRue Lacko Financial scoreboard. Valley City wins the first 25-17 tonight. Serve on the way. Suffolk down to make a pass. Long run to get to it for Leak, but Koka will take care of it with her 12th. Boy, another broken play that time for Valley City, but when you've got Katie Koka to set to on that outside pin, she can make a lot of things look a little bit easier. Koka now in the back row for Valley City. We'll see how they adjust. The lead is 5. Thompson tipping middle. Leak stepping into first contact. Back row. Koka tipping and scoring. What a read for Katie Koka. She's got 13. Lead up to 6 for Valley City at 18-12. That's one of the more headsy plays you'll see. She kept her eyes forward while lining up a back row attack, and when she saw the defense converge, a service error will cut the lead back to 5. But when she saw the defense converge on that, she read middle and went up and over. It's a heck of a play for Katie Koka to pick up her 13th kill tonight. Lead is 5, 18-13. Brady Bussey back into the matchup for Central Cass. Bussey sends one over. Pass comes from Koka. Leak back setting right pin. Peterson too strong. Nora Peterson hit it wide. Lead cut to 4 at 18-14. You don't want to let Central Cass dig too far back into the matchup here. Highlanders need a side out, or they'll take the service error, and that's what they'll get. 3rd service error tonight from Central Cass. Lead back to 5 at 19-14. Highlanders in the second. And Nora Peterson will step back to serve for Valley City. She'll take something off. Broughton is able to make the pass near sideline. Back set to the right. Thompson up and over a block. A dive by Leak kept it afloat. Nielsen will tip on a broken play with the left hand. She comes back out to the right. A block at the net. Block is covered. Thompson got blocked into the back row. Broughton dive out of the back for Peterson to keep another alive. Now it's Nielsen trying to target a back corner. Broughton got back to it. Thompson from the attack line around a block, and that will score. Izzy Thompson now with 9. Izzy Thompson powering from Central Cass offense here. Squirrels need something that they can really find in their wheelhouse here. Thompson backpedaling, wanted it the whole time. Goes hard to the back row, no chance to pick it up for the Highlander defense. But another service error for Central Cass will push the lead back to 5 for the Highlanders at 20-15. And we'll see Morgan Larson stepping back into the matchup for Valley City. Highlanders lead 20-15 on our LaRue Lackle Financial scoreboard in the second. Larson serving, Broughton stepping into a pass. Set back row, now it's Aspen Thompson, misses it wide. An error from Aspen Thompson trying a back row attack. Lead is 6, Squirrels have a timeout left to use here. We'll see when Coach Stansberry might think about having to use it up. Larson, short serve, tough pass for Broughton near the net. Tip across the net gets through. Valley City able to play it. Suffolcool out to Nielsen from the outside. That'll be down for Nielsen. Sky Nielsen a bit quiet lately. She's got her third. Highlanders got Katie Burchell active. And of course, Katie Koch has been doing some things out there. Lead is 7 for Valley City, 22-15. They start to widen it out again near the end of a set. Contact from Mitchell to get this play started. And a long play to the back row that Koch is able to run down. Stays with her. Back row attack into the net. Lead cut to 6 at 22-16, but Katie Koch is showing some defensive speed in the back row. Lead is 6 at 22-16, and Central Cass will send Kendra Broughton back to do the serving. Long run to get there for Suffolcool. Oh, the Highlanders got a save from Link. Sky Nielsen trying, just can't get to it. Heck of an effort from Valley City on a broken play on a pretty aggressive serve from Kendra Broughton of Central Cass. 22-17. Highlander lead trimmed to 5. Broughton and the Squirrels trying to dig back into the second set. Broughton serving far side of the floor. Larson making the pass to the right side. Katie Burchell slides to the pin and scores. Katie Burchell now has 5 for Valley City. Good slide to the right pin for Katie Burchell. This is her play. And a crisp side out for Valley City. Good pass from Larson. Burchell sliding around the center to put it down. Nice aggressive play for Valley City, makes it 23-17. Serve on the way, Aspen Thompson, rather Izzy Thompson down to get it. A dig by Suffolcool pushes the ball back over after it was sent away by Preen. Now Preen in the middle, gets around a block and scores for Central Cass. 24-17. They've got the Highlanders now at set point. There may have been a violation against Central Cass. No, maybe they put the point up wrong. I think it should be 23-18. Yeah, there they go. They've corrected the scoreboard now. 23-18. And a serve from Coppervig. Touches the net. Koka puts it way up in the basket. Suffolcool sends it back to Koka, and her attack is blocked wide. Boy, that didn't look like a point for Valley City when it went up in the air off the pass. Credit Valley City for improvising and coming up with something pretty good. The Highliners now have set point here in the second. They lead it by a score of 24-18. Valley City getting ready for a play to try to put this away. Short serve, Broughton down to get to it. An attack from the outside will score from Aspen Preen to keep Central Cass in the mix. Lead cut to 5 at 24-19. 24-19, Central Cass back within 5. And a serve on the way to the near side again for Valley City. Good pass off to Koka. She'll tip middle. Covered by Central Cass. Squirrels come away. It'll be Broughton attacking from the back row. That's kept afloat by the Highlanders, and the attack to the back line is down for Nora Peterson up front to put one away. And the Highlanders take home the second set. 25-19, Valley City gets a win in the second set, and the Highlanders will take a 2-0 lead over Central Cass tonight here at the Highlander Activity Center. Our intermission report is brought to you tonight by Rambo. We're in the business of making you look good at Rambo. We'll take a look at some highlights from the second set next. This is Highlander Volleyball, the voice of the Highlanders and the voice of the Valley, KOVC.
Hi, this is Clint from Central Avenue Health Mart Pharmacy in beautiful downtown Valley City, your only locally owned pharmacy since 1989. When you're locally owned, you care about your community and your customers. We offer a great selection of gifts and toys, as well as yarns, fabrics, sewing, and crafting. We are here for you from 9 to 5:30 weekdays and Saturdays 9 to 1. For all your pharmaceutical needs, give us a call, 845-5280.
Health Mart, taking time to listen and care.
Grotberg Electric believes in quality first, taking pride in the work and standing behind every project they do. They bring together the power, technology, and experience to keep your business online. The success of Grotberg Electric depends on three major ideals: the quality of their products, the commitment to their customers, and most of all, their customer service. Call Grotberg Electric today at 845-3010 or visit them online, grotbergelectric.com.
Sanford Health of Valley City is dedicated to transforming your healthcare experience and providing access to world-class healthcare right here in America's heartland. We're committed to improving the human condition at every stage of life through exceptional care, spiritual enhancement, innovation, and discovery. Schedule your appointment today at Sanford Health of Valley City by calling 701-845-6000 or self-schedule online at mysanfordchart.org. Sanford Health, here for all, here for good.
Welcome back to our coverage of Highlander volleyball tonight. 2-0 Valley City as they take home the second, 25-19 tonight. Valley City getting into the mix and taking a 2-0 lead over Central Cass tonight, where the Highlanders have played extremely well this evening. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from the second set. I think we'll see Katie Koka early here, really starting to make her presence known. Koka just slamming the back line. She's got 14 kills so far tonight. And Valley City getting another kind of broken play coming here from Koka on the outside. Just smashes one again in that second set as they tried to pull away down the stretch. But Central Cass wasn't done. Izzy Thompson's had a big night for the Squirrels from the attack line, hitting the back row and finishing things up. But the Highlanders go out to their right pin to start cementing this one tonight. Katie Burchell sliding around the setter towards that right pin. Defense a little slow to react. Katie Burchell comes up with a big kill for Valley City. And the Highlanders take a 2-0 lead. 25-17, 25-19 so far tonight. We go to the third. Intermission report brought to you by Rambo. They're in the business of making you look good at Rambo. All of your promotional products, your promotional attire, you can find it at Rambo. And Rambo will get it done for you the first time, the right time. When it's time to put your logo to work for you, Rambo. We're in the business of making you look good. Abby Coppervig will serve for Central Cass to start the third. Burchell's blocked. Valley City has it. Suffolk back setting outside pin. Koka got through a block and hits her 15th tonight. 1-0 lead for Valley City on a side out to start the third set. Kinley Suffolk will step back to serve for Valley City. And a good, hard, aggressive serve keeps it low. Pass near the net playable. Preen tipping. Covered by Koka in the middle. Back to her. Got through another block. Katie Koka with 16 kills through 2 sets. So in this rotation for Valley City, you've got Bryn Leak, I believe, in the back row here. If I'm not mistaken, she is in the back row. Watch the rotation coming up here. Preen getting across. Suffolk able to get down and play that. Ball with Nora Peterson tipped to the middle. Coppervig comes up to make a save of it. Mitchell getting around some traffic on the far side of the net. Suffolk able to save it. Back up to Koka, court wide, and that one dug into the seats by Broughton. And Koka gets off to a big start. She's got 17 kills. This would look like a front row of Sky Nielsen, Katie Koka, and Nora Peterson. And you're comfortable with Koka in the back row, so when she goes back there, she can do that. But you'll see a service rotation coming up here, I would think, for the setter coming up, Bryn Leak, and that will be a 4-contact fault against Central Cass. The Highlanders will go up 4-0 to start the third set. Right now, Kinley Suffolk happy to keep right on serving at this point. And this may be, I don't know if Sky Nielsen's in the back row here or not. It's a deceptive lineup coming up here. Preen tipping around contact. Koka, actually it was Leak that kept it alive. We've got a whistle and now a net contact, I believe, coming up against Central Cass. They're going to get Preen in the net. And it's a 5-rally start for Valley City in the third. Highlanders trying to cement some very early control of this third set. Suffolk going back to serve. Line drive service error. 4 service errors tonight for Valley City. Lead will be cut to 4. Mitchell will step off as her position goes back for Central Cass. We'll see Kira Gunnifson come into the matchup for Valley City, rather for Central Cass. Gunnifson back to serve. We'll see if the Highlanders can quick side out and start to put some real pressure on here. Broken play, and this will go to Central Cass on illegal contact. That's one of those plays that if you're going to be a championship team, that's the one you want to make. You had the big run to start. They get one back, but you have a chance to run your offense. You want to side out and get this thing going. Central Cass comes back with one. It's now a 3-point lead. A dive out of the back row to cover for Larson. Nora Peterson back to the net, sends one over on a free ball. Thompson from the outside touched. Valley City saves it with Sky Nielsen up front. Koka tipping middle. Whistle, net contact against Central Cass. I think they're going to get Preen in the net again, and it will be Aspen Preen. So a violation against the Squirrels, and we do see Bryn Leek come to the back row. So yes, Leek starts in the front row. That's the rotation for Valley City. She plays one rotation through the front row to start the set, and then they get her in the back row, and they feel good about that. As the ball gets through a block from Central Cass, Valley City up. Koka going court wide. That one's going to score. Katie Koka, 18 kills tonight for Koka. Lead is 5 at 7-2. But, I mean, that's always an advantage when you feel like you can get a start with your setter in the front row. And Suffolk was the first server for Valley City tonight, the libero. So you've got your setter in the front row for a rotation. And this one will be dug back into the net. And a receiving error for Central Cass makes it 8-2 Valley City. But when you have a chance to do that, we talked with Cynthia Clabo in our pregame report tonight. She felt really good about the 5-1 lineup that the Highlanders are running, and why not? It seems to be working in spades this evening. Preen up and over a block and a standing play. Up to set will be Leek, and from the outside, an attack coming from Freeze, I believe. A battle in the back row to get to it for Central Cass. Preen is able to free ball it back over. Koka attacking middle, just missed. And the point will go to the Squirrels. A rare error tonight for Koka. I have no idea what Katie Koka's hitting percentage would be tonight, but it's got to be astronomical. That may be her first error of the night. Nah, she's had a couple out of the back row, my apologies. And here's a receiving error. Sky Nielsen sends one off the floor, and just like that, Central Cass is back within 4. LaRue Laco Financial scoreboard 8-4. Central Cass leading by 4. Valley City leading by 4 in the third. Highlanders leading 2-0 as well. Serve on the way. Suffolk down to get a pass. Long run for Leek. Got it. Koka from the outside. Taken up out of the back row. Back over to Thompson. Through a block. She'll score. Izzy Thompson with 10 kills tonight for the Squirrels. And a Highlander 6-point lead has been halved. It's now 8-5. Valley City leading by 3. And a serve on the way. Suffolk down to make the play of it. Peterson sends it out to Koka through a block. She'll score. Koka with 19. When you've got Katie Koka in the front row, you feel like you've got the player that you need to get a side out to stop the bleeding in that situation, obviously. You were sitting with a 6-point lead and really had some control of the early third. Central Cass starts whittling their way back into it, which you got to try to correct that situation, and they do. And now Koka in the back row serving, takes something off of this. Broughton comes up to cover, and a joust at the net sent back across by Freeze. It comes back to Valley City. Set back row, Koka tipping to the middle. Broughton sends it back over on a free ball. Highlanders get back to it. Nielsen from the outside. That one will score on illegal contact. Sky Nielsen with her 4th kill. Valley City makes it a 10-5 lead here in the third. And we'll see Koka back to serve again for the Highlanders. Hard line drive serve, a layout to get to it. Ball on the outside. Izzy Thompson, too strong. Central Cass lobbying for a tip call. They won't get it. Lead back to 6 at 11-5. And once again, Valley City in a position to put down some pretty firm control. They've never led by more than 7 tonight as Valley City. And those leads have been late. They have happened, but they've been late in sets. Back set to the right. Tip going to score for Central Cass. They work to their right pin, and they'll see Emily Broden come up with a kill. Broden had a kill early and then has just really disappeared for the Central Cass offense, and we have not seen the Squirrels work to their right pin at all tonight. I'm not sure if they're concerned about Valley City's block, if they just haven't been consistent out there, but it's been all middle and outside, and more outside than anything. As Brady Bussey serves, Nielsen tipping towards the middle. Izzy Thompson the pass back to their right pin again. They'll score the second time around there. That one comes from Mackenzie Meyer, her first opportunity to score tonight. So we had just mentioned we haven't seen Central Cass use the right pin tonight. They go there in back-to-back plays. This time a service error coming from Bussey. That'll be number 5 for Central Cass this evening. 12-7 Valley City on the LaRue Laco Financial scoreboard tonight from the Highlander Activity Center. Valley City leading 2-0. 25-17, 25-19. Nora Peterson serving for the Highlanders. Back set, right pin. Thompson around traffic. And a dive by the Highlander defense kept it afloat. Now a ball blocked, kept alive by Leak, and an attack from the outside from Nielsen going to be too strong. Highlanders lobby for a tip. They don't get one there either. And Suffolk will come back into the game defensively. Izzy Thompson to the back row for Central Cass. This is the rotation where the Squirrels have struggled a bit tonight. Thompson serving. Koka steps up for a pass. Back row attack. Mishit it. Put a little too short into the net. Lead cut to 3 at 12-9. Katie had some success lightening up on that tip from the back row early in the matchup. Maybe has tried to over-finesse that ball a bit as of late. Lead cut to 3. Thompson serving again. Pass from Sky Nielsen. It comes back to Nielsen, who will push from the attack line. Broughton made the first play. Mitchell trying to push the sideline. That could have been illegal contact. They'll let that one go. To the right, Freeze is blocked. The block is covered, saved, and sent back across the net by Bryn Leak up front. Back to the middle, a tip for Central Cass, and Izzy Thompson scores her 11th. And Central Cass has come back to within 2 after the Highlanders led by 6. 12-10, Valley City by 2 on the LaRue Laco Financial scoreboard. Izzy Thompson to the back row to serve for the Squirrels as the Squirrels try to make a stand here in the third. Thompson serving. Pass comes from Suffolk. It'll be kept alive up front. Nielsen attacking. It was blocked. Stays on the Central Cass side. Sent over. Koka with a back row attack. Nielsen eats up a free ball, but the Squirrels save it and send it right back to Valley City. Freeze first contact. Leak setting outside. Nielsen attacking, and Broughton got there. Long run for Thompson to get back there, and Broughton sends this one too long. When Central Cass breaks down the numbers on this one tonight, Coach Stansbury will talk to her team about it sometimes being their own worst enemy. That's one of those plays where you're broken, you're playing some good defense, you want to just simply send it over, let the play continue, and instead kind of became your own worst enemy, and an error kind of took you out of play on that one. Ball to the near side of the floor, tip from Mackenzie Meyer. Run down by Suffolk up front, tip, Katie Burchell. What a read for Katie Burchell. Boy, that's a headsy play for Katie Burchell to come up with, and that's going to prompt a timeout from Central Cass as the Highlanders go back up 4 at 14-10. 2-0 Valley City. Highlanders leading 14-10 in the third. We have a timeout. We'll come back with more in a couple of moments. Highlander Volleyball continues from the Highlander Activity Center next.
Why choose Professional Eye Care Centers? 3 great reasons are Dr. Bond, Dr. Freilich, and Dr. Jangula. 3 of the most educated professional optometrists you'll ever meet. Next is their many locations. You can now see one of their spectacular doctors in Jamestown, Valley City, Carrington, Edgeley, Ellendale, and Lemoore. And finally, their fantastic selection. And yes, all of their frames and lenses are backed up by warranty. Visit ProEyeCareCenters.com and make an appointment today. Professional Eye Care Centers, clearly the best.
Welcome back to the Highlander Activity Center. Valley City had a 6-point lead cut to 2. They now stretch it back out to 4 at 14-10. Taking us into the Squirrel timeout tonight, Katie Burchell. Watch this play for Katie Burchell on the tip. Comes from the middle. She reads it and realized that the defense had collapsed to her left. She had her entire right to work with. And heck of a play for Katie Burchell for her 5th kill tonight. Highlanders lead by a 14-10 margin. Broughton digs it up. Mitchell tipping into the net, 4 contacts. The point to the Highlanders, it'll be 15-10. Technically, it's a double. The double overrides 4. So before you call 4, you call 2. And a serve coming in from from Morgan Larson, my apologies. Up front, Green is blocked at the net by Katie Burchell. Katie Burchell getting up and putting down a ball tonight for Valley City in the middle. Haven't seen a lot of big blocks tonight, but here we'll see Burchell going up and just eating this one up from Breen. Beautiful play for Valley City, and now an ace that'll be served up by the Highlanders as a ball paints the back line, and Valley City swings out in front aggressively, taking 3 rallies out of the Central Cass timeout to go 17-10. Serve on the way from Valley City will be a service error. Larson trying to target the far sideline, pushes it wide. Lead cut to 6 at 17-11. And we'll see Kendra Broughton, the libero for Central Cass, step back through the serve. Serve on the way, Suffolcool able to make a pass. This comes out to the right, Birchall from the right pin, tipping and scoring, and all of a sudden we got the Katie Birchall show on us right now. 7 kills, a couple of blocks for Katie Birchall tonight. And the lead is back up to 7 for Valley City at 18-11 as the Highlanders serve with Sky Nielsen. Back set to the right side. Preen blocked at the net again. Koka teams up with Birchall for another block, and a timeout will be taken by Central Cass as the lead widens out to an 8-point margin, the biggest lead of Valley City's night. 19-11 on the LaRue Laco Financial scoreboard, with the Highlanders leading 2 sets tonight. We have a timeout. We're back with more in a couple of moments on Highlander Volleyball.
When you're craving the taste of juicy, flavorful, locally sourced beef and pork, look no further than your locally owned Valley Meat Supply. At Valley Meat Supply, we take pride in bringing you the finest cuts of beef and pork straight from local producers. So whether you're planning a mouth-watering barbecue or a cozy family meal, choose Valley Meat Supply for the highest quality, locally grown beef, pork, and award-winning jerky, sticks, and sausage. Valley Meat Supply, West Main, Valley City. Your taste buds will thank you.
Timeout taken by Central Cass. Valley City leading by a score of 19-11 on the LaRue Laco Financial scoreboard. Central Cass receiving. It'll be Preen that sends one over. Back set, little dump up front. Bryn Leak getting into the action. First kill tonight for Bryn Leak. Lead is 9 at 20-11. The Highlanders trying to run away to their second victory of the season and make it 2 in a row to start the year. Serve on the way from Nielsen, going to be too strong. Lead cut to 8 at 20-12. Post-game report coming up. We'll run you through the highlights as we make our way to the post-game report tonight, and then send you off into the evening with the final numbers on this one. We'll give you a look, not at the updated standings, but we'll give you the standings coming into the night, tell you where the adjustments are coming out of this one. Service error coming in from Abby Coppervig. 6 service errors tonight for the Squirrels. And the Highlanders are 4 points away from a clean sweep of Central Cass at home to make it a 2-win week. Highlanders go to Lisbon in football coming up tomorrow night. We'll have it for you pregame at 6:30 here on KOVC Radio. A turn by Koka. She gets blocked at the net by Preen. Aspen Preen comes up with her first block this evening. And it turns the way the Highlanders there. No Viking football this week. Valley City State in the bye week. We will see you from La Grande, Oregon coming up on Saturday, September 20th to continue the Viking football season. Long road trip that the Vikings are getting ready to make. And I think they're excited about it with the group of fans that are coming out there. Suffolcool passes one over, and an attack by Preen is wide. Highlanders get away with a mistake and take the lead back to 9 at 22-13. Freeze will come into the matchup, replacing Larson. And we will see Bryn Leak go back to serve for Valley City. Leak shortens one up. It's taken far side by Izzy Thompson. Back to Thompson over a block. And let's see what the call is going to be. It'll be a Highlander rally. I thought we might see a tip there, but that may have hit the net across. Highlanders take the lead out to 10. 23-13. Bryn Leak will serve. Ball passed back up to the middle. Preen gets blocked at the net. Koka with another. Katie Koka teams up with Nora Peterson. It is match point for Valley City on a night that has been absolutely impressive for the Highlanders. They have come home strong tonight against a team getting votes. And that first poll of the year, Thompson puts one away for her 12th tonight. The 5th-ranked team beaten on Tuesday night, a team getting votes. Here on Thursday in the pollsters, we'll look at Valley City as a team that has done their work and done it well with some big tests still to come. Northern Cass, Fargo Oak Grove, a pass across that Izzy Thompson eats up. Free ball destroyed by Thompson. She's got 13 kills tonight for Central Cass. And the Squirrels back within 9 as Preen will go back to serve. Suffolcool makes the play. They'll set Koka. She gets through a block. Covered by Preen. Up front, Thompson blocked at the net. stays on the Central Cass side. Thompson shading towards the middle now, is touched. The Highlanders with it, back to the right pin. Freeze gets through traffic and scores, and the Highlanders put away an impressive night tonight. Valley City with a clean sweep over Central Cass this evening. Your final score on the LaRue Laco Financial scoreboard will be Valley City 3, Central Cass none. 25-17, 25-19, 25-15. Let's take you through it tonight for those of you that are just joining us here this evening. Get started early with Sky Nielsen. The Highlanders showing some balance in their offense early tonight. Nielsen from the outside pin, putting one away in the opening set. Then Valley City throwing some misdirection. Burchell faking right pin. Coco had a big night, gets away on the outside pin. Highlanders start to take some control of the first, and then later, big play coming up here on the outside as well from Coco to slam one down. Highlanders win the opening set tonight, 25-17. We make our way into the second tonight. A great night passing for Kinsey Suffolk. Coca had an early start to the second, on her way to 19 kills tonight. There was one in the early going, then in the mid portion, she follows up a broken play. That's so hard to do. Highlanders score there as well. Central Cass not out of it though. They go to Izzy Thompson who had 13 kills tonight, shading to the middle on the attack line, put that one down. But the Highlanders turned their way to Katie Burchell as the night went on. Play towards the end of the second set. Great slide around the setter here for Katie Burchell. Second set, 25-19 Highlanders. Then in the third, it was the Katie Burchell show. She really came on late to take some huge control of this matchup tonight. There's a play for Burchell up front. And then later on the night, you'd see Katie Burchell record a big block right in the middle of the net against Preen. Valley City gets the win tonight by a final score of 25-17, 25-19, and 25-15. That'll do it for Highlander Volleyball this evening. Final numbers in this one. Katie Coca, 19 kills, a pair of blocks. Katie Burchell, 7 kills, 3 blocks tonight for Valley City. Sky Nielsen, Madison Freeze, each with 4 kills for Valley City. Central Cass with 13 kills tonight from Izzy Thompson and 7 from Aspen Preen. We will see you coming up tomorrow morning as part of the Steve and Ryan Show. Highlanders win it tonight, 3 straight, 25-17, 25-19, 25-15. For KOBC Sports and I3G Media, I'm Ryan Cunningham saying so long, everybody.